Have you ever heard the tale of Rumpelstiltskin? Well, let me enlighten you. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a poor miller who was known more for his tall tales than his actual skills. One day, he boasted that his daughter could spin straw into gold. Now the king, being a man who loved wealth above all else, was immediately intrigued. He ordered the miller's daughter to be brought to his castle, eager to test the truth of this extraordinary talent. The poor girl, terrified and bewildered, was locked inside a chamber she had no such magical ability, and wept bitterly, fearing for her life. But just when all seemed lost, something strange happened. Suddenly, a peculiar little man appeared out of nowhere. His eyes twinkled mischievously, and he had an air of mystery about him. "Why do you cry so, dear girl?" he asked. Through her tears, she explained her plight. The little man chuckled and said, "Well, well, that is quite the predicament. But fear not, I can spin this straw into gold for you. The question is, what will you give me in return?" The girl, desperate, offered him her necklace, the only valuable thing she had. The little man agreed, took his place at the spinning wheel, and, before dawn, all the straw had turned into shimmering gold. When the king returned, his eyes widened with greed. But instead of rewarding her, he led her to an even larger room filled with straw and demanded the same feat be repeated. Again, the girl despaired, and again, the strange little man appeared. This time, she gave him her ring, and once more, he spun the straw into gold. But the king was insatiable. He took her to yet another chamber, even larger than the last, and made the same demand. However, this time, the girl had nothing left to give. "Oh dear," the little man said, tapping his chin. "Well then, let's make a deal. When you become queen, you must give me your firstborn child." The girl hesitated, but what choice did she have? She agreed, and so, for the third time, the little man spun straw into gold. The next morning, the king, now convinced of her gift, married the miller's daughter, and she became queen. All seemed well, and in time, she gave birth to a beautiful child. But, as promised, the little man returned to claim his payment. The queen, now a mother, was stricken with grief and begged him to reconsider. Seeing her distress, the little man decided to offer her a way out. "Very well," he said with a sly grin. "I will give you 3 days. If by the end of that time you can guess my name, you may keep your child." For 2 days the queen guessed every name she could think of, but none were correct. On the 3rd day, she sent a servant into the woods to search for any clues, and what luck! The servant stumbled upon a small cottage deep in the forest. Through the window, he saw the little man dancing around a fire, gleefully singing, "Tonight, tonight, my plans I make. Tomorrow, tomorrow, the baby I take. The queen will never win the game, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name." The servant hurried back and told the queen. When the little man returned, confident in his victory, the queen smiled and said, "Is your name Rumpelstiltskin?" The moment the name left her lips, the little man shrieked in fury. "The devil told you! The devil told you!" he cried. In his rage, he stomped his foot so hard, some say he tore himself in two. Others say he vanished in a puff of smoke. Either way, he was never seen again. And so, the queen kept her child, and she and the king lived happily ever after. And that, dear listener, is the tale of Rumpelstiltskin.